Let's get this party started, folks. Happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. This is another foolish show, another foolish podcast show, live streaming on a Saturday night. Never good vibes in there. Hope y'all feeling good, living good, enjoying life. And that's what it's all about. We're going to lock in tonight, y'all. We're going to have another good, positive podcast show. Y'all know how I get down, man. We talk about real life stuff. We don't come on here just to gossip, spread rumors. We talk about stuff that we all can relate to. Because we only live once. And we don't know how long we got. So we can't waste our time on earth. But tonight's topic, we're going to talk about how do you find your peace? What brings you peace in your life? Different people do different things to get a peace of mind. Some people might go walk on the beach. Some people might read a book. Everybody don't do the same thing. Maybe being around your kids or your family brings you peace. How do you find your peace in your life? But we know sometimes life hits us and we get overwhelmed. A lot of burden, a lot of baggage on your shoulders. And you feel like you need to relax and unwind. So how do you find your peace? What brings peace into your life? We're going to get into it in a minute. We live streaming right now on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. The live chat is always open. Feel free to leave your comments. Tonight's podcast, we're talking about how do you find your peace? Where do you find your peace at? What do you do to find peace in your life? Because we know sometimes things get overwhelming. Or you can't deal. Angela checking in. So what do y'all do to find y'all peace? Some people read a book. Some people might write in their journal. Different people do different things. So what do you do to find your happiness? To get your peace of mind when you feel like you're overwhelmed and things getting on your nerves, you just need to exhale. Because we know while living life, you're going to have ups and downs. Sometimes life going to feel like it's good. And sometimes life will do a 360 and everything will go bad. It'll go bad and it takes nothing but a second for something to happen. There's always something that we don't account for. And then it puts you in a stressful situation. So what do you do to find your peace? Do you walk on the beach? Do you listen to music? What's your way of getting away from the stress and the chaos? How do you separate yourself and your mind from the crazy things that you feel like going on in your life? Because life ain't always good. Sometimes we go through things. Sometimes you be stressing and worrying. Could be worrying about your parents. You could be worried about your kids. Could be something going on with you. Could be stuff y'all dealing with health-wise. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? So we all need that moment or a couple of hours or a couple of minutes of that peace. A happy place. A place where you can sit back and unwind and feel free. You don't have to worry about the drama and the stress that you're going through at that moment. Because we all go through it. Sometimes we just need to exhale. Maybe go take a walk. Maybe go sit by the water. Maybe you get in your car and you just drive. You don't have no particular place you're going. You just drive to get all the things off your mind. What do you do to find your peace? When you feel like you're overwhelmed a lot of burden on your shoulders. How do you find your peace? What do you do? Where do you go? What is your safe spot? What is your safe zone? Do you go a particular place in your house and just close the door? Some people might meditate. Some people might invest in meditation, or they might do yoga as a form of releasing stress and pressure. They might go to the gym and exercise. It's different ways that people try to get out that stress when they're feeling overwhelmed, when they feel like life is crashing on them. See, the key thing is finding a way to find that peace so life won't overwhelm you and bring you down. Because some people, life can bring you down and they never find their way back up. It's like they're stuck in quicksand. So the key thing is you got to always climb your way out that hole. Find your peace zone. Find your safe zone. Find your peace. You got to have a peace of mind. Don't be afraid to take care of yourself. Look out for yourself. Make sure your mind is in the right place. And make sure you're happy. So a lot of times we be faking it. And we can worry about everybody around us. But inside, we don't even be happy. So you got to make sure to check on yourself sometimes. Find your peace. Because we know sometimes life can get crazy. It's not always peaches and cream. It's not always party and have fun. It's not always you swimming in money. Sometimes you can barely be making it. Sometimes you might have to live paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes you might have to go get a loan. You might have to ask other people to borrow something. You might be stressing because you're trying to come up with that mortgage or that rent money. You might try to get that car note up. You might try to figure out how you're going to keep the lights on and the light bill is $250. So how do you not let that overcome you and bring you down? All you can do is take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time. Just because your world feels like it's crashing right now, tomorrow you could be on top. Next week, you could feel like $1 million. One thing about pain is temporary. Most pain don't last forever. You got to be able to weather the storm. You just got to be able to make it through. So what do you do to find your peace and your happiness? Do you meditate? Do you watch your favorite movies, TV shows? Do you go for a walk? You might go for a jog. It's different things you can do to find your peace and relaxation. You might go in the room and just sit in the dark and relax. Close your eyes. You might book a massage session and go to the spa and get pampered. Maybe that's your way of unwinding, getting all that tension out your body. Because a lot of us have a lot of built up stuff. And we be going through stuff, and a lot of times we don't even talk about it. We don't tell people. Because we afraid that people going to judge you or people going to be all in your business. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So the question is, and what we're talking about tonight, how do you find your peace? What do you do to bring peace in your life? Do you get a journal and start writing in it? Maybe you might be working on writing your own book. Maybe you find peace in the kitchen and you go in there and bake cakes and pies. Or maybe you just cook food. You just like cooking, and cooking makes you happy. But it's all about finding that safe zone where you're comfortable and you feel relaxed and happy. You don't want to always be stressed out and worried every day. It's not healthy for you because stress can kill you. When life feels like it's overbearing, you have to breathe and relax. Take it one day at a time and worry about what you can control. Some things is out of our hands. You can't control it. Some things you got to put in God's hands. We don't have all the power to fix everything. We don't have all the answers to all the questions. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? So don't be afraid to find your peace. It has to be balanced. You can't just go through stress and drama with no peace and happiness. You got to have good times and the bad times. See, the bad times gonna make you appreciate the good times. Because the bad times you can look back on and say, I remember when I was in that space right there. I remember when I was feeling like that. I remember where I was in my point of time in my life. And you could have been in a bad place where you didn't feel like you was loved, or you felt like an outcast, or you feel like you didn't have everything you wanted in your life. So don't be afraid to look out for you. Angela says, I find peace when I pray and trust in God. I also like to listen to music and cook. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like all the things that Angela just said. Because those are good ways of finding your peace. Ain't nothing wrong with turning to God. God is the only one with all the power. He is the only one that can take away your pain and help you find your peace. And some people do like to put on music to relax. Even when they clean up the house, they be sweeping and got that music going. They might be washing their car and got that music going. And I said earlier about cooking, because a lot of people might find a happy place in the kitchen. They might like to just bake cakes and pies, or maybe just cook different dishes. They might like to try different things. They might be on YouTube looking up different recipes. But anything to get your mind off of all that stress is good. Because life is hard and stressful. It ain't always all peaches and cream. You're going to go through your moments. You're going to have moments where you might not want to be bothered. You don't feel like leaving the house. You might not even want to get out of bed. You're going to go through those moments while you live it. It's not going to always be happy, happy, joy, joy. So what do you do to bring peace in your life? What ways can you do that? There's many different ways to find your peace. Some of the things that Angela just named. Other people might want to go for a walk. You might want to go to walk by the beach or sit by the water and just listen to the waves. Maybe that helps you clear your mind. Some people like to go to the gym and work it off and just work that stress off. Get themselves all tired so they can go straight to sleep. Get their mind off things. But sometimes things will overwhelm you and you find yourself stressing all the time. And when you're always stressing, you ain't happy. When you're in a stressful place, that's not a happy place. Because you're worrying about how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to pay this bill, how my kids going to get this. I lost my job. I got to have another job. I got to have some money coming in. Life is stressful. Especially when you're grown, because ain't too many people going to take care of you if you're grown. If you're a kid, people might look out for you. But even kids have it rough if they don't have a great household, if they don't have good parents. So life is full of stress. But what do you do when those moments come? When you feel like you're overwhelmed and you feel like you can't take no more? What steps do you take to find peace and happiness in your life? Because it got to be a balance, folks. You don't want to wake up every day feeling mad. You don't want to wake up every day upset, because you're going to end up taking it out on the ones around you that you love the most. You're going to start mistreating your kids, cussing them out, telling them to leave you alone. Even your significant other, you might just start snapping on them for no reason because your mind is not in a good space. You overall is not in a good place. Nikhil says, I listen to music. See, music can bring people peace because it takes your mind places. You can listen to the music and unwind and relax and take your mind to other places. So music is a good form of therapy. But it's different ways that you can find your peace. And different people do different things. Some people do yoga. Some people meditate. Some people might smoke on hookahs. Some people might get high. It's different ways that people try to release that pain. Because as long as you're living, you're going to go through things and you're going to experience pain. And sometimes you don't have to be looking for trouble to come find you. Then you might look around and every time it's always something. It's always this. It's always that. You feel like you got past this. Now here comes something else. It feels like it's something right after something. Something after another. You can't catch a break. You wake up, your car won't stop. You get to the job, the boss want to see you. On the way home, your back start hurting. You get home, you find out the TV ain't working. You can have one of them days where everything just starts stacking up. Or you like, man, this ain't my day. I can't catch a break. What do you do when you have days like that? When you have your bad days? When you have days that you're not so happy? You can't even concentrate at work because you got so much on your mind. How do you unwind from that? What do you do to bring yourself happiness? Because you have to find a happy place in your life. You have to find something that's going to relieve that pain and make you feel happy, even if it's for a little bit. Even if it's for 5 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes to an hour. But find something to help you release that tension. Because the more you keep it in and let it build up, sooner or later, you're going to erupt and explode like dynamite, like a volcano. The more we keep things in, sooner or later, it's going to explode and come out. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? So it's good to find some therapy in whatever that's going to make you feel okay and feel better. Give you hope. But sometimes we can lose hope. And when you lose hope, you're losing faith. And you always got to keep your faith in God, no matter if there's bad times or not. Because the storm is not going to last. If you give it a little time, you'll go outside and look and see that it's not raining no more. You don't hear no more lightning and thunder. You don't see lightning or hear no more thunder. But we have to be able to endure the pain, folks. You got to go through pain to get to the blessings. To get to the good times, you got to experience some bad times. Because that's going to keep you humble. Makes you not forget where you came from. Never forget the bad times. Because that's going to always keep you humble. Never forget when you didn't have $1. Don't forget when your car was overdraft. Don't forget when you ain't know what y'all was going to eat. Don't forget when you had to sleep on somebody's couch or floor. Don't forget if you had to sleep in your car. Don't forget when you were trying to find a job and couldn't find one. Never forget the tough moments because that's going to keep you humble. You will never get too big of yourself because you done been down to the bottom. You done been to the pit down there, so you know how it is. So it should make you be more appreciative and appreciate all the blessings that come your way. Never forget the bad stuff. Never forget the tough times. But make sure you find your peace. What do y'all do to find y'all peace? Do you go for a walk? You might go outside and put a chair outside at night and just look at the stars and the moon. You might just go outside and watch the birds. Look at the trees. Look at the squirrels and stuff playing. You might just go to the park and sit down and just relax by yourself. There's many ways and different things that people do to bring themselves peace. Because you need those peaceful moments, especially when you're going through bad moments and you feel like you're having tough times. You might have lost somebody that was close to you. You might have lost a child or a mother or father, a best friend, grandmama, uncle, auntie. Grieving is a hard thing to go through. When someone has took that ride to the other side, but you still here. How do you handle that pain? How do you deal with that grief? All you can do is take it one day at a time. And after you take it one day at a time, you start the healing process. What heals pain is time. If you ever had a broken heart, after they break up with you, you might be crying the next day or you might be sad. 2 days might go by, you still might be a little sad. For the third or fourth day, you might get a little more cheerful. By the week or two, you start really keep on the knives really almost out of your system. And by another month, you might have been forgot about. See, time is what heals everything because time don't stop and you have no choice but to move on in life. Life don't even give you a chance to stop and really, how can I say it, and think about everything that you're dealing with because it keeps coming at you. You really don't have time to debate things in your head, contemplate. Because the world keeps spinning. Another day comes, you still got to do this. You still got to go to work or do whatever you got to do to pay the bills. The kids still got to eat. Life is not going to stop because things ain't going our way. Think about it. So what do you do to find your peace and your happiness? Shout out to Erica checking in on Facebook. Erica says, yes, so very true. Pray, listen to music, and vent to little brother. See, different people do different things. I can't tell you what to do to unwind and be happy. You have to find that peaceful spot in your life. What brings you peace and happiness? What makes you happy? Is it when you're in the kitchen? Is it when you're writing and expressing yourself? What brings y'all happiness? How do you find your peace? Do you go walk on the beach? Do you sit in the sand? Do you listen to the seashells? Maybe you get on the boat and just start sailing and just sit out there in the water, looking in the sky, watching the clouds go by. Some people might go to the casino. Some people might go shopping because shopping brings a lot of people happiness. They love to spend money if they got it. So a lot of people might go to the store. They might take themselves shopping when they feel like they're going through stuff, when they feel down and depressed, because that's what makes them happy. Different people have different things. What brings you happiness? Do you have an answer to that? Some people might tell you, I don't know. I don't know what really makes me happy. I don't know what brings me peace. See, that's something that you have to find. Find your peaceful spot. Find what makes you happy. Because everybody deserves to be happy. Maybe you're happy with just being with your significant other. Maybe being with your boyfriend or your girlfriend makes you happy. Maybe just being with your wife or your husband makes you happy. Maybe just sitting and laughing and talking with your kids, maybe that just brings you happiness. It don't have to be nothing special. It don't have to be nothing flashy. It has to be something that you like that makes you feel good inside, that will take your mind away from all the stress and all the pain that you're dealing with, all the things that life is throwing at you. There's no right or wrong answer. You do what makes you happy. Because different people are going to have different answers because we're not all the same. We the same human beings, but we don't think the same. We don't do everything the same. So it's okay to do you. It don't matter what everybody else do. It might work for them, but it might not work for you. Reading a book might work for me, but it might not work for you. Taking a walk might work for them, but it might not help you. So following people and doing what other people do is not necessarily just going to bring you what you're looking for. That's why you got to find what makes you happy. Not what everybody else. You. Because you're responsible for yourself. It comes a point in time where you got to find your peace and happiness. Especially when you're going through stuff. Every time you look around, there's something happening. Every time you look around, you're getting bad news. You feel like you can't catch a break. We all done been there. You might be experiencing it right now. Or you feel like stuff just keeps piling up, one after another, one after another. And you're like, Lord, why me? Why I got to keep going through this? We all done been there. But what do you do to find your peace? How do you bring peace and happiness in your life? That's what we're talking about tonight. Shout out to everybody tuning in, man. We live streaming right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. The live chat is always open when I'm live on the air. Don't be afraid to interact with the show. Leave your comments. Join the conversation. What brings you peace? Different people do different things. Some people find and release stress in the bedroom. Some people let it out by having sex. That's another way to release all that tension and that stress. You can release all that pressure in the bedroom. That's another form of therapy. When tension building up inside, you make you a little loving, and you'll have a smile on your face. But different things can make you happy. Now, it probably might be temporary, because once the pleasure is gone and life hits you, then you might go right back to where you was. So remember, this is temporary relief. Because nothing we're going to do is going to snap our fingers and all our problems are going to go away. There's no remedy that we can use to just make all our problems go away. But you can have temporary relief in whatever you do that brings you peace. Whether it's writing, some people might sit and write poems and express themselves through their poems. And that's a way of getting everything out. Some people might write in their journals. Some people might be working on a novel. Some people might go out and just photograph and take pictures of things. It's different ways to relax and let go of some of the tension that we have inside. Because the more you let stuff build up, the more it's going to tear you down. You have to find a way to release it, or you're going to blow up. You're going to erupt like a volcano, and you're going to explode. And you might end up exploding on the wrong people that care about you, or you care about, and you might hurt the ones that's close to you. They might feel the wrath because you had all this anger built up. You're so mad at how your life is going and what you have to deal with. that now you exploding and you're snapping on your sisters and your brothers and your children, your co-workers, everybody getting it. Whoever coming your way, they get it. Because you're so mad. You got so much stuff built up in you, you're so mad and you're angry. And you ain't found a way to let it out. And you have to let it out because stress can kill you. Stress can lead to heart attack and a lot of more other things. So you got to be mindful of not letting everything just build up. Even if you have to go see a therapist, even if you have to go to your homeboy, your homegirl and just vent, you got to find a way to let that pressure out. Let that stress out. Find a way to unwind. Find that peace. Find something that makes you happy. Something. Whatever it is. I don't care if it's reading a book. It could be drawing. You might be artistic. So maybe drawing will help you express yourself and take your mind off what you're dealing with. So if you like to draw, you like to paint, get that brush and paint. Whatever that peaceful spot is. Whatever's going to put a little smile on your face, even when you're dealing with pain. Whatever's going to take your mind away from all the trauma. It's different things you can do to release that pressure. Get all that tension out your system. Don't sit and allow things to keep building up and building up and building up, because one day it's going to explode and you're going to let it out. You're going to let all that frustration out. One day. So it's more healthy for you to find that peaceful place that makes you happy. I don't care if you just lock yourself in a room and listen to music. Maybe you just sit and watch your favorite movie or your favorite TV show. Maybe it's sports. Maybe you put on the game, and that little 2-3 hours of the game, your mind is away from all the trauma. Your mind is away from all the stress and the agony that you're dealing with. The pain that you're going through while you're living life. Because life ain't always going to be easy. Everything ain't always going to go our way. We're going to have a lot of roadblocks, a lot of bumps in the road. How do you overcome and get past all that? How do you not let the world get the best of you? How you not let stress pull you down, tear you down, and keep you down? You have to find your peace and happiness. Peace and happiness will balance everything out. Find that safe zone and that comfort zone in your life. We know life ain't going to always be great. We know you're going to deal with things. We know it's going to be times that you're going to cry. I know it's times when you're going to sit and feel lonely. It's going to be times when you feel like you won't have a friend in the world. It's going to be times when you feel like your back is against the wall. How do you stand up and how do you face your fears? How do you take on your stress? You can either let it make you or it's going to break you. One of the two. Either it's going to break you or it's going to make you. It's going to make you a stronger person or it's going to break you all the way down. You got one or two options. That's why it's important to find some kind of peace and happiness in your life. No matter where you at. No matter what you're dealing with. Maybe the love of your life, you've been with them for 5-10 years. You might find out they was cheating on you. Now you got all that pain, all that anger inside. How do you handle it? How do you handle it if the boss say, I want to see you and tell you, listen, we no longer need you at this company. You no longer employed here. When bad news and bad things happen, how do we offset that? How do you find a way, even though you're dealing with things, to still put a smile on your face? Because it's tough. It's hard to smile when you're going through the tough time. It's easy to smile when things is all good, when everything in your life is going great. But how do you survive and make it through the tough time when things ain't going so good? When you might not have all the money that you want in your pocket. You might not be living where you really want to live at. You might not want to be driving what you want to be driving. You might not be where you want to be in your life. You might not be with the person that you visioned yourself being with. You might not have found your soulmate or your wife or your husband yet. It's different things that you're going to deal with while you live. You're going to have ups and they're going to be downs. You're going to have good times and you're going to have bad times. How do you deal with it? What steps do you take to find peace in your life? And you always have to never forget the bottom, the low points in life. Don't forget about them, because that's going to always make you appreciative of the good times. Don't forget when you was broke. Just because you got money now, don't forget when you was broke. Because you will never want to go back to that space again. You don't want to go back there no more. Don't forget when you was homeless. Don't forget when you had your hand out and you had to beg people. Always keep that stuff in the back of your mind, because that's going to keep you humble. You should never get too big-headed when you think about when you used to be down low, when you wasn't on top. It should keep you real humble, because just as quick as you climb up, you can fall back down. Everything you got, you can lose it in a day. You can lose your job, your car, your bank account. Everything that represents your world and you on this earth, you can lose it, including your life. Because sooner or later, we all going to lose our life. Because none of us is going to live forever. But it's about finding that peaceful spot. I don't care what it is. You have to find something that's going to help bring you peace. We all need a peace of mind. You don't want to worry and stress every day. Some days you want to be able to relax, feel good, not have to worry about this and that. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to make this work? Because if you spend all your time worrying and stressing, then that means you're not really happy. You're not having any happy days while you're living if all of them is just filled with pain and stress. And a lot of people walk around with a lot of anger because they don't know how to release that tension. They don't know how to get all that stress off their shoulders. They don't know how to deal with pain as it comes. They let the pain get the best of them, and sometimes it makes you want to give up. Makes you want to give hope. Like you ain't got no more hope. Like you just lose all your hope and faith. Sometimes we get to the low moments where we give up and say, I don't give up. I don't know what to do. You throw your hands in the air. But you got to find your peace and happiness, folks. It's very important, because it's going to keep your life level, where you're not too high or too low. Go find something that can help you release that pressure. I don't care if you got to go sit and vent to your bestie. If you got to talk your best friend ears off. I don't care if you got to talk to mama. Call and talk to mama or grandmama them. Go for a walk. Take a ride. You ain't got to go nowhere special. You can ride around a few blocks. Wind the window down. Let the wind hit your face. Let some of that sunshine come in. Maybe you want to sit on your porch and fix you a glass of wine. Get you some red wine and sip on something and think about good stuff. Take your mind away from the problems a little bit. Think about all the good things and all the good stuff that makes you happy. Think about good stuff that puts a smile on your face. Think about all the good things. Think about the stuff that's going to put a smile on your face and not make you unhappy, not make you mad. Don't think about the stuff that's going to piss you off. It ain't going to do nothing but make things worse. Take your mind off what you're dealing with and find you some peace. It might be temporary peace, but a little peace is better than none at all. You don't want to sit around all the time and be moping and always bitter because you got all this stuff built up in you and you're unhappy. You're unhappy with your life. You're unhappy with what you see in the mirror. You're just not in a good space. And you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to cope with it. You letting life bring you down. And you accepting it. You accepting what life is throwing you. We all deserve to be happy. Whatever that happiness is, find it. Because life is too short to be miserable. You don't want to spend every day on your earth of your life miserable, unhappy, bitter, resentful. Walk around just mad at everybody. Going through the motion. You don't want to just live every day like that because you're going to be an unhappy person. You're going to be an angry person. You're not going to be a good person to be around and hang around. You're not going to be a good mother or father. You're not going to be a good friend to nobody because your mind is not in a good space. And sooner or later, you're going to start lashing out and you're probably going to take it out on the people that you shouldn't. They're going to feel your wrath. That's why it's important for you to unwind. Find a way to get rid of that pain. Find a way to get rid of that stress. Find a way to get that stuff out your mind. I don't care what it is that you have to do. Maybe you need to sip some wine and just put on the music for an hour. Maybe you need to take a vacation. Maybe you need to go somewhere. Go to Mexico or go somewhere and sit and relax. Sit by the pool. Go lay on the beach. Go get your massage. Or you might want to go to a show. Go buy you some tickets and go to a comedy show and let people make you laugh. Because laughter is another good therapy for stress. It's nothing like laughing and letting it out and being happy. Laughter is good for the soul, folks. So even watch something funny on YouTube or go see you a good comedy show or something. Something that's going to make you laugh and take your mind off all that stress and pain. There's so many different things that we can do to find that temporary relief. Find that peace where we don't have to think about everything we're dealing with all the time. Because life will always throw you different things. Every day that you live is going to be different. And it's going to be another challenge. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen next week. You don't know what's going to happen next month. You don't know what's going to happen next year. All you can do is take it day by day and adjust how life comes at you. You might be dealing with something tomorrow that you wasn't even thinking about. Something might happen that wasn't even on your radar. So how do you deal with that pain? What is your form of therapy? How do you find that peace where you can relax? I don't care if it's a few hours or a few minutes. What do you do to find relaxation? How do you feel relaxed? What makes you happy? What can you do to take your mind off all your problems? And it might not take those problems away, but it can give you that temporary relief so you can keep a sound mind and it stop you from going crazy and going insane. Because some people can lose it when things start becoming overwhelming. You don't want it to push you over the edge. That's a dangerous place to be. Nobody wants to live life on the edge because you might just fall down. And it might be way down there. You might fall hard. That's not a place in the space that you want to be at. Do the things that make you happy and bring you peace when you're dealing with different stuff in life. When you're dealing with that pain, when you're stressed about stuff, when you're worried about the bills, when you're worried about how you're going to eat, when you're worried about this and that, you got to have something that's going to offset that, that's going to bring you some kind of peace, that's going to keep you sane, humble, and happy. It's all the process. You're going to have good moments and you're going to have bad. Your life ain't going to always be good. You're not going to get everything you want. Everything ain't going to go your way. Sometimes you're going to not get a lot of stuff that you want. You might not be where you want to be right now in life. You might have thought by the age of 30, 40, 50 that I will be here, but you're not. That don't mean you ain't nobody. See, a lot of times life don't go as planned. That's why we have to adjust accordingly. You adjust while living life. You adjust to what happens around you. You adapt to your surroundings. You got to adapt to life. So y'all watching out there, what is your peace space? What do you do to find your peace? What do you do when you want to relax? When you want to take your mind off all the stress and the problems that you're going through? What is your form of therapy? How do you release all that tension? How do you get all that stuff off your mind, even if it's for an hour or two? Do you listen to music? Do you sip on you some wine? Do you meditate? You might sit around and light incense and burn your candles. And just sit and relax. Close your eyes. Relax. Some people just burn their candles, burn their incense, sit quiet or have a little music playing, just so they can just find that little peace, just so they can feel good, even if it's for a moment, even if for a couple of minutes. That couple of minutes can go a long way. That couple of minutes can stop you from going crazy, losing your mind, crashing out because everything ain't going your way. Different problems keep stacking up. And sometimes we don't know what to do. We don't know how to adjust and we don't know how to adapt. So we'll let things get the best of us and we be stuck in a rut and it's hard for us to get out. Especially if you don't have that peace zone you can go to. Where do you go to find your peace and your happiness? It can't just be all pain. You can't just wake up stressing all the time. You can't sit and worry all day long. You got to have some worry-free moments. You got to have some stress-free moments. Free your mind. You deserve it and you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to have a little peace. A peaceful mind can go a long way. You get a lot more things done when you at peace. You feel a lot better inside when you at peace. You treat people better when you at peace. You even sleep better. You get a good night's sleep when you at peace. When you walk around bitter with all this anger, all this stuff that you're dealing with is getting the best of you, and it's building up, and it's building up. Sooner or later, it will blow up. You will explode like a bomb. So don't be a walking, ticking time bomb. Find a way, a healthy way, to release that pressure off your mind. Do something that you love, something that makes you happy. I don't care if you like to draw, you like to paint. If you like to sing, then sing. If you like to swim, then go jump in the pool. Go find somebody's pool or beach to jump in. Go take that dip. Because that time right there is giving you a peace of mind. You're not worrying about all the problems and all the things that you're dealing with. It might hit you when you get out. But once you're doing your little strokes, your mind feel at ease. You might not be thinking about that right then and there. It's different ways and different things you can do to find peace and happiness in your life. It's up to you to find it. You don't want to be that miserable person. You don't want to be that person in the room when you walk in, everybody just want to get up and leave. They don't want to be around you. Or everybody's face just frown up and give you that look like, why is she here? Why is he here? Because you don't bring good energy. Because you got all this stuff built up and you just let it out on everybody. You take it out on everybody, even though they ain't do nothing to you. You got too much going on. You got too much stress going on. And you're not finding ways to let it out in a good way. It's just building up. And now you walk around being a Scrooge, being an angry, miserable person, cussing everybody out. You don't have to be like that. You can find other ways to release your stress without hurting somebody or putting somebody else down. You don't have to be rude and mean just because you're going through something. Find another way to let that stress out. Find another way to unwind and relax. Go get your massage. And my damn phone died.